Everybody, welcome back to the Rebel Jumps channel. Today we're not going to look at this fantastic Saber Trio Skylar lightsaber. We're actually going to look at the soundboard that's inside. You actually cannot see it, but I'm going to discuss a little bit more about the Pico Crumble Darkside soundboard and do a review on that. So the Pico Crumble Darkside soundboard is made by Plector Labs. Plector Labs is also renowned for the Nano Biscotti version 4 soundboard, the Crystal Shards soundboard that is used by Vader's Vault, Genesis Custom Sabers, and I believe JQ Sabers. And then we also have the Crystal Focus 8 soundboard, which is currently the high-end soundboard on the market from Plector Labs. This is the most entry-level based light soundboard they have. It retails around 45 euros, around I think for 55 US dollar. In that range, 50-55 US dollar. What you get with this soundboard is a single sound font, so either a light side or dark side sound font. You can choose what soundboard you want. It's called light or dark soundboard. And then the features are, it comes with a RGB setup. So if you have a RGB Tri-Cree, you can have 6 color profiles. We're gonna toggle them through those colors shortly. Then you can see that, and you can see how the lightsaber operates from the menu. As you can see, it has installed in this awesome saber a momentary switch. So the soundboard, the Pico Crumble soundboard, works with momentary switches. So that's really nice if you love momentary switches. The soundboard also has a mute function, and standard it has a flicker, and you also could do some minor adjustments by using the rise edge, which I'm not familiar with. I don't know exactly how that works, but apparently the soundboard has some minor configurations that can be altered, but I don't think that is really very accessible to do. So most of the cases you get your soundboard in this configuration by default. The power consumption in idle mode is 11 NA, or is it nano amp? I don't know how that works, but it has basically a deep sleep mode. After a few minutes, after you turn the saber on, you don't use it, it goes into idle mode, and then you go back to deep sleep mode, which preserves your battery, and you don't have to use a kill key. You can put it in there, but it's not necessary. It runs off an 18650 battery, and it can support up to a 2-watt bass speaker. In this case, we have a 28mm 2-watt bass speaker installed, and it makes the soundboard super loud in use. It drives the Tri-Cree very nicely. It has a flicker by default, as I said, and flash on clash, which is different from the main color. So you have 6 color profiles and a different flash on clash color. The soundboard is operated through the momentary switch. So let's start off by holding it and pressing it till we have 3 beeps. These 3 beeps indicate that we now are in the color scheme changing menu, so we can change between colors. We have the first color was red, purple is 2, 3 blue, light blue 4, green 5, this is supposedly yellow, and then red again. So we have 6 color profiles. We have a lit up AV switch, which is nice as well, so it also provides power to the AV switch. So let's say we're gonna set it to purple, then we hold the button and it's gonna save the purple color profile, and it just keeps that in this profile. It doesn't reset after the saber is completely off or it's shut down. It will always remember that, so whenever you turn on the saber out of deep sleep, it's still in purple. And now it's in purple. So now the saber actually went back to the off state or the deep sleep mode. The reason why that is, and I know it, is because the AV ring is not lit up. If I press it, I will take the saber out of deep sleep mode into its idle mode, and then when I press again, I ignite the saber, or if I hold the button again, I turn off the saber. That is really neat. So now it's back in deep sleep mode. Let's say I had the purple and I made a mistake. I didn't want to have purple. Then I can hold it again, change the color again, save the color of preference, and then it's saved again. So now we're going to turn on the Saber. So the first thing you hear is the boot up sound. That is the Darkside boot up sound. It's like an engine or something is ready to go. Now this soundboard has several clashes. They call it soft and hard clashes. I don't know exactly how many there are. Let me see if I can find that really quick for you guys. Probably I cannot see that in a glance, but it has a few clashes, and basically it's quite basic in the amount of different sound different sound files you have on this board, but nonetheless it's a neat little board. So let's turn her on. So this is the ignition and shutdown sound. And on. It's more like a classical Return of the Jedi Luke Skywalker hiss with a heavy bass as the idle hum. Really heavy bass, really beautiful. The soundboard, as you can see, is quite sensitive. So this is the standard swing. Now because this is a quite basic soundboard, it doesn't have a lot of swings and clash sounds. It's just very basic, but it's very neat nonetheless. It also has the clash sounds. This is a hard clash. This is a soft clash. Oh. So it has two clash sounds, several swings. It doesn't have an auxiliary button, so it doesn't have an aux function. Doesn't have like a lockup sound or anything else. This doesn't do anything. If I keep it pressed, then it turns off the Saber. But there is no secondary sound with some other soundboards on the market. It's just a quite. It is an entry-level board. It's for do-yourself guys that want to start off with very inexpensive soundboards installing, or for fantastic sabers like this to put them in on the market for a very affordable price. And these soundboards still do their job perfectly fine because it comes with flash and clash, as I said, etc. It's quite responsive. It has a very crisp sound font and a very strong bass for the Darkside sound font. I really like it actually. It's simple, but it's fit for the purpose and it works really well. Especially the RGB features is also very nice. So you can just change the color on the fly. Has auto deep sleep mode, so after a few minutes it goes back into the auto deep sleep mode, so it preserves battery. And I found this Saber to be very battery efficient, so I could run a long time on this Saber. The runtime was maybe I think well over 2 hours, changing between colors, playing with the flash and clash and swings and whatnot. I found this soundboard to be really efficient in the use and consumption of the power. So again, if you do cons or you go trooping or you have a long day ahead, this is the kind of soundboard you probably want to look at first because it's so efficient in its use. Now, because this is a fantastic Saber Trio Saber, they have the option to have the removable battery and in a chassis recharge port, so you can charge your battery from the recharge port, which is also supported by this soundboard. So overall, I think this is a really cool little soundboard. I would say it's very comparison to the Saberford Sabercore 2.0 soundboard, which is now an older soundboard, but the benefit is you are using tri-crease, which are much less power consuming than the quad-cree LEDs, plus you have flash and clash and RGB options, which you not have on a Saberford Sabercore 2.0 soundboard. So I really give this soundboard the edge. I think it's a well thought out, well designed soundboard, and it fits its purpose very well, and it allows saber companies to put their products on the market for an affordable price, compared, for example, to Saberforce with their Sabercore soundboards, which basically cost you an additional $100. If I look at the apples to apples pricing for the Sabercore 2.0 soundboard when it was on the market, compared to this one, and you pay $100 more for quite a bit less. The only benefit you have with the Sabercore over this soundboard, which we're going to cover in a separate video, but yeah, let me save that for a separate video and then we go over that. But yeah, it's nonetheless a very neat soundboard. The light sound loud, it's definitely loud. The light side soundboard I will review as well, so you guys have a good understanding of the Pico Crumble light side sound fonts. But yeah, the Pico Crumble is a very neat little soundboard. It's easy to be housed in a chassis or 3D printed chassis, or in a Saber that doesn't have a chassis capability or very small hilt. The Pico Crumble is a very good pick to install in your custom Saber. Hope you liked this video. Hopefully it was informative, and hopefully see you back in the next review. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care, and as always, stay scummy.